What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here with an instant match reaction. Spurs have beaten Copenhagen 4-0 in the Champions League. Absolutely phenomenal day for Tottenham. Big response to the abject and terrible performance that was the Chelsea game on Saturday. Some brilliant goals to talk about, brilliant performances to talk about. I'm here with Brian Daigle to go through what was a great night in the Champions League for Tottenham, extending, as you say, our unbeaten run at home to 24 games. Absolutely fantastic. It's just what the doctor ordered, isn't it, Brian?
Absolutely. It really was. It's something we desperately needed. There was a lot riding on this game, I would say, with the fan base. Obviously, Thomas Frank, the style of football, the players. Well, today they've come out, and today they have shown what they can do and when they're allowed to express themselves. An absolutely superb performance from start to finish. From Vicario in goal to Muani up front, just a brilliant evening and night's work. And hopefully, like we were saying, that can be the Pochettino-Aston Villa game, where it's like, right, this is what we need to do, this is how we can do it. And just so delighted. I'm delighted for Thomas Frank, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and I think the main things are definitely the intent to play forward, the ability to do so, the link up between the front players. Even though it wasn't perfect, you can still see they're still trying to learn from each other. They're getting in each other's ways sometimes. Sometimes they didn't quite read the pass, but when they were clicking, it was looking dynamite. It was looking really, really sharp, and it was looking fresh, and it was such a difference to what we saw for a lot of this season, and especially on Saturday. The front four were gelling much, much better. There was so much more intent from Spurs to go forward and play forward at every opportunity. I think it made the world of difference not having Paulinho and Bentancur together. I think having just Bentancur with his ability to pass forward, having Javi next to Odegaard in between the lines, Udogie spreading the play out wide as well, and Brennan Johnson on the other side creating real more natural width on either side. Muani chasing down defenders and causing problems and making runs. I think the whole thing today clicked. And I know Copenhagen, they're not having the best season and they're not the best team right now, usually challenging for titles in Denmark, and this season they're currently fourth. So they're having a particularly bad season, but they're still a Champions League quality team. They're still a team that has that can surprise you, and I think we completely made light work of it today. Especially, look, let's talk about the first hour, then we'll get into post-red card, which was like two completely different games, although it was like two completely different games, but like still both of them were fantastic for us.
Correct.
But for the first hour, I thought the way we were popping it in between the lines, I think Xavi, so much more involved today. I think the fact that we were able to dominate the ball, squeeze Copenhagen high, clearly the pressing was there, the intent was there. We weren't very rarely do I remember Tottenham in a low block or having to defend deep. It was all pushed up, forcing Copenhagen into mistakes. And then I think the main thing is when we get the ball, quickly into Xavi, quickly into Odegaard, get them linking, get them creating chances. And Xavi was so much more confident today. You saw so much more to his game. The link up between him, Muani, Odegaard was at times scintillating, and he was getting in the box, little touches, finding Muani, setting up chances. That chance that he created for Muani right at the end of the half, that is what Xavi's all about. One touch, one look up, and on a plate for Muani with that cross. And he was doing those little things all day, Xavi, and he looked like a man reborn today, given a bit more license to float, not so stuck on that left-hand side, being more central, and having Odegaard next to him, who's also a player who likes to play little one-touch passes and connect. I think it really helped him, and it really helped the team having those two close, and then Udogie spreading, because when it's Spence there, there's no real natural width. But when Udogie's there, all of a sudden we had another threat going to the byline and being super direct, and that dynamic there I really, really like.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've said it before, haven't we? Not just on this this game. Destiny being back just makes such a big difference to that left wing going forward. He just adds that balance, and it shows just how badly we need to get another left footer in should Destiny pick up these injuries that he does. But getting back to what you were saying, Xavi Simons today was untouchable. He had a couple of moments where he tried that little flick, didn't he, for no reason whatsoever. But once he got the assist with what we both said was a just magnificent through ball. Magnificent through ball for Johnson, who had a lot to do. You could see his confidence rising. Odegaard and him got in each other's way a couple of times, but they fixed that wonderful move with the back heel and then Kolo Muani just fired it wide. But like I said, the way he just looked up for that cross for Muani, just the speed of it all was brilliant, and he was thriving in the style of play we were playing today, and probably the opponents as well gave him more freedom. But you were going on. I think today you look at it, there were so many great partnerships in this game today. Bentancur and Sarr, both fullbacks were great. Porro looked more like his normal self today. Muani and Simmons, Odegaard and Simmons. It was just a breathtaking day or a breathtaking game of football to watch, and just delighted for everyone with Spurs.
Yeah, and I think obviously the goals we scored in the first half, Simmons gets his assist, which his first half performance deserved. A really nice ball in behind to Brennan. Have to say, goalkeeper, what is he doing? He comes charging out, nowhere near the ball. Johnson calmly takes it past him from a tight angle into the empty net. Johnson gets his fourth goal of the season, and it was a really timely goal for him, timely for Spurs, because we needed to make that dominance count when we did. So that was good, and good composure. And yeah, Brennan, I thought again, himself looking more confident, taking on his man, going to the byline, getting the crosses in. So he was looking more confident. And obviously, we definitely deserved to be 1-0 up. Copenhagen kind of started to get a bit of a foothold in the game without actually doing anything. They got like a few corners and a few nice bits of play, but Tottenham had them at arm's length, I think, throughout the whole game. But it's talking about the first half. Yeah, so we got that lead 1-0. The only disappointing thing going into half time was that it wasn't more than one.
Yeah.
And I think Muani, you have to say, was guilty of missing two gilt-edged chances. One, both of them set up by Javi. One of them inside the 6-yard box where he just got to slide into the corner, puts it wide, and the other one, beautifully floated ball in by Javi. Free header, just outside the 6-yard box, and he heads it over the bar. So that will be really disappointing. But Muani was a constant nuisance, harrying, harassing, causing Copenhagen so many problems with his pressing. And it caused opportunities, and it caused the second goal.
Yep.
We come out half-time. I don't think we came out particularly well at half-time, but again, we kept them at arm's length. And then ball goes over the top. Keeper, for some reason, is just hesitating to come out and clear the ball. Maybe he thought, had a rush of blood to the head in the first half. Maybe I shouldn't come for this one in the second. He did end up coming for it. By that time, Muani got so close to him, his clearance goes straight at Muani. It goes way up in the air and goes spiralling towards the goal. And you're thinking, okay, Muani's just going to have a tap in here. Yep. But it's a very, very difficult opportunity. He decides to, instead of volley at home, he brings it down with a brilliant first touch.
Exceptional.
Lots of composure. Plays in Odegaard for an easy chance, and Odegaard makes it 2. And 2-0 did not flatter us at the time.
No, and I think to start off with, I think tomorrow when you do player ratings, you need to add the Copenhagen goalkeeper and give him a 10.
Absolutely.
Because he really, like you said, you would have thought after one rush of blood to the head, you're not going to come out and do it again. But great closing down by Muani. Like you said, a phenomenal first touch to bring that down, to be able to have time to scan, see what's around, and there was Wilson Odegaard to put it away lovely. And do you know what? I think it was Odegaard's best game in a Spurs shirt. I know he scored 2 goals in Europe against, was it 20?
Sorry?
Was it FC 20 that he scored 2? RZ. But Odegaard looked bright. He was very, very direct. And, took his goal well. And another good performance.
Yeah. And so we're 2-0 up. I think it was on 55 minutes. Then what happens? Brennan Johnson goes in for a really silly challenge, you have to say. Really needless. There's a Copenhagen player moving centrally. No real threat. He goes sliding in. A bit unlucky because his boot kind of kicks up off the turf and it ends up kind of scraping down the back of this guy's ankle and it twists his ankle. It's not a good challenge. Originally given a yellow, referee gets sent to the monitor and he gets sent off. You're thinking, okay, Copenhagen have half an hour. He's really unlucky, Johnson. I feel bad for him, but I have to say he's unlucky, but it's also stupid. It was also a really stupid challenge, so he kind of only has himself to blame.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it was the halfway. It was in the centre or around that way, so there's no need to make that tackle. I do think he goes up with his studs because he's going for the ball and it's next to the defender, the midfielder, and then the midfielder runs in that direction and his foot just lands there. But you can't have your studs up like that in modern day football, especially with VAR. They will see it, they will look at it, and it is a red card. But I think it's really harsh because of the way the Copenhagen player is moving. But like you said, there was absolutely no reason for him to go in for that tackle. Yeah,
absolutely. And so half an hour to go. They've got an extra man. You're thinking, are we in trouble here? If they get another goal, if they get a goal quickly, although they haven't really offered much, Copenhagen, but you're thinking if they get a goal, they got an extra round, they got time. This game can go south very quickly.
Yep.
Frank makes an immediate change, takes off Xavi, who he was unhappy, and I understand he was unhappy because he was playing so well. He probably he's probably thinking, I finally got into my rhythm.
Yep.
I finally gotten going here, and you're taking me off. So I understand his frustration. He brings on Paulinho. He goes to a 4-4-1, and up step Micky van der Ven with one of the most outrageous goals you're ever going to see on any football pitch, let alone a Champions League game.
Yep.
Think back to Van der Ven at Old Trafford and Van der Ven against Everton last season, where he picks the ball up from the edge of his own box and runs the whole pitch, beating every man in sight, taking on all comers. No one stopping Van der Ven in full flight. He has Muani to his right. He goes, hell no. Yep. I've just run the whole length of the pitch. I've just beaten 5 players. I'm going myself. And he just buries it near post on his left foot from the edge of the box like he's a seasoned striker.
Yep.
Incredible finish. I think it probably, Son's Puscas goal is up there, one of the best individual goals you're ever going to see. That one might just beat it.
Yep.
I think it was absolutely, I don't know how words describe how incredible that goal from Van der Ven was. It was like a steam train just charging through, galloping through the heart of that Copenhagen defence. They just couldn't stop him in no way, no how. They ran out of ideas of how to stop Micky van der Ven when he's in full flight. You can't stop Micky van der Ven when he reaches top speed like that. But to finish it in the way he did as well was absolutely phenomenal. Probably the best goal a centre-back has ever scored in European football. I can't think of a better one. It must be up there. And I think when the Puscas Award comes around next year, I think there's already a front runner.
Without a doubt, excuse me. I think we are running out of superlatives for this man. You look at his collection that he's growing. You mentioned the Manchester United run for the Johnson goal. Then you've got the Manchester United Europa League clearance. And now you've got this guy. I don't think there's another defender like him in world football. And, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, the way he's playing, when people were thinking, will he only have his pace to get him out of trouble, he goes from strength to strength. An incredible goal. I think it's better than Son's just because of the distance he's covered.
And the power that
he struck it.
Once he got on, I was watching it again, he beats about 5-6 players on that run. Just no stopping him. And the finish was not an easy finish. It's in the near post. He's on the edge of the box.
Yep.
He's got a lot to do. I think a lot of attacking players would struggle to score from that position.
Yep.
And Van der Ven, being a centre-back, on his left foot, he had absolutely no trouble. And the confidence to take that on as well, absolutely astonishing.
You can just keep watching it over and over again, can't you?
It's taken the internet by storm. It's going to be viewed millions and millions of times. It's one of those goals you're never going to be bored of watching.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's a special goal on a special night.
It's a special player, let's be honest.
Yeah.
This guy is just incredible, and he just keeps getting better and better. And like I said, like we were saying, he's got goals in him with his feet. Obviously, he's got the 2 headers against Everton. We saw it with the Nottingham Forest goal, the West Ham goal that he took recently. But that, for a defender to run that amount of distance, and the skill that he used to get past the players.
And to do that when we're down to 10 men as well, the perfect time. We've just gone down to 10 men. You know, maybe we're going to be under the cosh a bit. People's like, I'm having none of this. Like, I'm just going to do this myself. And that's one way to counter-attack. You've got to say, you know, one way is I'm just going to take this and run the whole pitch. You know, I don't need anyone else. A one-man counter-attack. And that is a secret weapon, which I don't think anyone else in the league probably has, is someone who's capable of doing what we saw Van de Ven do tonight. And it was absolutely outrageous. And Tottenham just, in that moment, had a 5-minute spell of just absolute incredible delight. Like, we just exploded into life. We were just winning challenges in the middle. We were pressing them even with 10 men. We then hit them with another counter-attack. Odegaard wins the ball on the halfway line. He goes running down the wing. He plays in Romero. Romero's like, I want to get a bit of the action. He gets a goal contribution. Forgot about that. He gets a goal contribution, squares it to Paulinho, who just came on, and he bagged in the fourth. And all of a sudden, Tottenham, with 10 men, are running riot. They're 4-0 down. It was absolutely incredible from Spurs at that point. I don't think I've ever seen a team play with 10 men in the way that we did, and kind of counter-attack the way that we did. That was brilliant. And then it kind of quieted down for a bit before Dane Scarlett came on. And then, again, we ramped it up. Dane Scarlett kind of came on to make an impact. And I felt he did make an impact, Dane Scarlett.
Right, I'm back with you.
I felt he did make an impact. He kind of won the penalty. He did brilliantly to win that penalty, by the way. Holds the ball up, nutmegs Suzuki on the left-hand side, cuts inside, goes for goal, and gets brought down. He won the penalty. I was just annoyed. Richarlison at that point, he decided, I'm taking this penalty, even though Dane did all the hard work. He unfortunately hit the bar as well, so he didn't even score. And that's the one frustrating point of tonight. Dane could have got on the score sheet as well. That would have just put the cherry on top of what was a brilliant night. So that was frustrating. I understand Richarlison, he wants, he needs a goal, doesn't he? And that's obviously frustrating. But look, at the end of the day, it was a great day for Tottenham, great day for Frank. He needed this performance, he needed this result. Keeps us unbeaten in the Champions League, 2 wins, 2 draws now, 2 wins out of 2 at home in the Champions League. And I think it just gives us a first of all reminder that we do have players who can play good football. We do have good attackers on our day. I know it was Copenhagen. You know, they're not the best opposition. They are they're a team from the Danish league. So obviously, Premier League's where he's really going to be judged on that front. But we had to win tonight, and Copenhagen are not a bad team. And I think it was a timely reminder. You just got to if you give the manager time, maybe he can get us playing some good stuff.
Well, let me just add to what you were just saying. And people, apologies for my coughing fit. I don't know where that came from. People, you're saying people will say it's just Copenhagen, and that will annoy me because when we played against Bodo, that's a team in Norway, and we had a very poor performance, granted, and we are better than those opponents, but we didn't play well. Today, we were fantastic, and he deserves credit for seeing it. He could have said, you know what, I'm under a bit of pressure here from the media, the fan base, whatever you want to say. I'm going to play safe. I'm going to do my tried and tested, and hope it goes. There were wholesale changes in the manner of the way we played football today, and it was a great game of football. He can play this style of football when he has got the right players, and when you're a manager, it's about finding that right balance, isn't it? It's about finding the players that can play your system or can express themselves, and we clearly saw with Paulinho and Bentancur, especially at home, that unless we're playing like we did Villa with these strong midfielders, then you need a bit still with those two. Maybe not at home, but you could see today that when you split the two of them up, we can play more attacking and we can get the ball to a Xavi or Destiny with it. So fair play to Thomas Frank. He needed the win. He's got the win. I hope he comes in for as much praise as he was criticised against Chelsea. Because he has turned things around in this game. He has got the players playing good football and doing everything that he was said that we couldn't do. And if they say it was just Copenhagen, well, Bodo was a draw. Bodo was a Norwegian team, so we can say the Danish league, we can say the Norwegian league. The most important thing today is Thomas Frank's boys came out, played some great football, some brilliant football for some parts of it, kept another clean sheet, 4 goals, down to 10 men, and just a glimpse of what creativity can look like under Thomas Frank.
Yeah, and I think this 3-2-5 kind of build-up shape that we saw first against Everton and then Newcastle, we kind of abandoned it against Chelsea.
Completely.
We brought it back tonight. I think that's the setup we have to be moving forward with, especially when we're looking to attack teams. I think it looked much better tonight in possession. We were progressing centrally. We also weren't so focused on going down the right with Kudus. We were kind of spreading the threat between Udogie, Xavi, Muani. I guess that's one negative, is that Muani didn't get a goal. He did miss a lot of chances. And that's obviously a massive shame because he deserved a goal, because I thought he played quite well and he was asking a lot of questions of that Copenhagen backline, and he did get himself in a lot of good positions, but he missed the chances. Richarlison came off the bench, hit the bar twice, one of them from penalty, which he obviously has to score, and then the other one was a header he was unlucky to miss. But yeah, the chances were being created tonight. I'm looking at the XG. Everyone was going XG crazy after the Chelsea game. Well, tonight, XG of 3.31. And Copenhagen at 0.33. 9 big chances on the day for Tottenham.
Bloody hell.
Which is a large amount. 6 coming in the second half when we were down to 10 men for a majority.
Wow.
So, that goes to show how well we did with 10 men. I think Frank, from a tactical point of view, with 11, then when he had to change it when we were down to 10 was fantastic. I think he did all the right things. And I think tactically, down to 10 men, to perform like that, you have to have your tactics spot on. So he did brilliantly from that point of view. At the end of the day, the only 2 caveats to the performance and the result, which is obviously it's Copenhagen, so that has to be caveated, but brilliant. And what we'll say is, as much as how good we were in the first half, which we played really well, the 2 goals did come from, we won it up in the first half. The 2 goals we scored to go 2-0 up with 11 men did come from 2 absolute terrible keeping errors from my count. So that's obviously also got to be caveated as well. But regardless of that, much deserved victory, much deserved result. I think everyone, pretty much to a man, had a really good game, so much more confident. And I think the whole fan base needed a good performance, more than the result today, just because how bad it was against Chelsea. There's starting to be doubts about, are we ever going to be attacking? Is he ever going to get these patterns to play? Well, tonight we saw that, and we saw that in abundance, and we were able to dominate them, and we were able to, play the football that we want to start seeing at this football club today. So, great stuff, and a brilliant day all round. Hopefully, this can be the start of some momentum building from that point of view when we start seeing more free-flowing football. Because even today, you saw from the football we played, it was great, but there's still so much more can be worked on. Now, Xavi and Udogie were getting in each other's way sometimes. Sometimes the ball didn't get played when it should have been at certain occasions. So those little minor things, they obviously they'll be worked out, and that's all going to be part of the learning process. But I think Frank, hopefully today there's evidence of him starting to figure these things out.
Yeah, it's taken time to do it, but managers need it at a new club. He's come in, he's made these changes, and there's something to build on and work there, isn't it? And then you add a Kulusevski coming back, a Solanke coming back, and players that we have had out for a substantial time to build that squad up. And then obviously you look at the sub bench today, and a few games where it's been youth players because of the injuries or whatever. You get these players back as well. There is a nucleus of a very, very good squad there that can also adapt to different things. Yes, we need to get some players out the door, but you can see they're really... Frank will learn a lot from this game, won't he? He'll be able to see and goes, my God, they can do this. He got it right today. It's something to build on, like you said, and I believe this is a pivotal moment in the rest of our season. Yeah,
I think so. Hopefully, in terms of performance level, a bit of a turning point. Confidence boosters all around for first goal of the season for Udogie, first assists for Muani and for Xavi. Van der Ven's 6th goal and Paulini's 4th goal of the season as well. Brennan Johnson as well getting another goal. So, yeah, that's one thing to mention. Obviously, Brennan was sending off. That means he's going to miss 3 games. So he'll be missing the PSG game, Dortmund and Slavia, I think. and Frankfurt's the last one, isn't it? So those three, Brennan will be missing with it's obviously not great, but hopefully Kudus will be back for those games, and hopefully it won't be such a miss. But obviously it's not great to have him missing for so many games, especially crucial. We do end the this game week. Sorry, we'll end today with half the game week still to go tomorrow. We end the day in 7th.
Okay.
So that's good. Obviously, we want to be in that top 8, but there's going to be a lot of teams with the opportunity to overtake us.
Who
tomorrow.
teams could overtake us from tomorrow?
Dortmund, City, Newcastle, Barcelona, and Chelsea, and Karabag, and Galatasaray.
Oh, just a few.
So that's about 6. So as long as 4 don't, we'll be in the top 8, I guess.
There you go.
But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Well, 5, I guess. Is the only, 5. We need to beat 5 of them.
Oh,
we'll see. I don't know who they're playing tomorrow. So
let's have a look. Who are the fixtures tomorrow?
So Chelsea, Karabag. So one of them has to be above us, I'm sure. Villarreal, who say Galatasaray away at Ajax. I said Galatasaray. Barcelona playing Club Bruges, and City are playing Dortmund.
Okay.
And Newcastle Athletic. So maybe there's a chance we end
Haaland against his own team, and he always scores against them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he scores against everyone apart from us.
So, look, we end the day in the 7th. I don't think we're going to end the game week in 7th, but obviously, if we had any kind of dreams of being in that top 8, we had to win tonight, and we got the job done.
Correct.
So that's absolutely fantastic. The internet's going absolutely wild for Van der Ven as well.
It was going to,
if you haven't seen it, stop what you're doing right now and keep this stream running, but on a different tab, go and see Van der Ven's goal. Absolutely phenomenal. Have you ever seen, I was going to say, have you ever seen a goal like it? But we have with Sonny. But that goal is going to go down in history of the Champions League, I would say.
Yeah, I would also say in years and years and years and years to come, when they do those Tottenham promo videos like the one we are Tottenham Hotspur, you may hear Micky Van der Ven's name used or that goal shown, because it is an iconic goal. It is a fantastic goal. And then you just have to add, he's a centre-back. Mm-hmm. He is a centre-back doing that. He is just an exceptional, one-of-a-kind gem that we have. And he needs a contract to reflect it.
Absolutely amazing. All right. That is the match reaction. It is now your chance to have your say on today's events. The link is in the community section. Is it in the chat as well?
I'm so much more looking forward to this than last week.
Chat. Or is it in the description? Oh, it's pinned. Yeah, sorry. The link is pinned if you want to come on and have your say on what happened today. And whatever, talk about whatever you want, really, whatever, anything Tottenham related. But yeah, now is your chance to call in and have your say on what was a great day for Tottenham today. And first up is, as always, let's get George on.
Big up, George.
George Orton in the house. How are we doing, George?
Very good after that, boys. Very good after that.
Just what the doctor ordered, isn't it?
Sticking up. Jesus. It's one of those, I was like lying down whilst watching the game, but I wasn't lying down for very long, honestly. I was on my feet, I was running around. I'm on holiday, and I think people down in the next island heard me screaming for about 3 of them goals, especially when Micky scored.
Oh, incredible. Is that one of the best? Do you reckon it'll go down as one of the best in Champions League history?
Yeah. I don't... 4 players he beat.
I think 5 in the end. I don't have to look it back. But...
Yeah, it's 4 or 5, maybe even more if you count the ones that he just completely just breezed past. But I've said ever since that game where he scored that goal against Man United, where he ran sort of from the defence just before the halfway line, I said that he was going to do something like that, and he did. I said it was going to be a Sonny-esque goal. Oh, mate, I saw it coming. As soon as he sort of started taking off, I was like, this is going to be a goal. And he just kept going and going and going. And it's been so long since I've had the confidence to say in a player, I know this is going to end up in a goal before he's even gone into their half. Brilliant.
Absolutely phenomenal. In terms of in general tonight, George, obviously much better from the team than we saw against Chelsea on Saturday. Yeah. What do you make of the performance in general? Just let me know.
Well, first of all, I'm one of the lucky ones that didn't actually have to endure the Chelsea game. I was on my flight out here, so I couldn't watch it. I watched it on like Match of the Day or something. And I was just like, I'm not going to bother watching the full game highlights or anything. Like, um, but just solely based on today, Frank got his tactics spot on. It was really, really good. Um, I like the fact Dane got 10 minutes at the end as well. And even just given the 10 minutes that he had, I think it would be a lot more beneficial to us as a club if we start Kolo Muani and we have Dane as our substitution striker.
George, just how good was Muani for you today?
Mate, honestly, it was night and day between him and Richie. When Richie was receiving the ball again, I said last time I came on, Richie it's like a trampoline. I saw in the comments, and I completely agree with that. Every time he gets the ball, it's just bouncing off him, going to one of their defenders. Whereas Kolo Muani offers us an actual option to play through the middle, and it's really what we've been missing, I think.
Yeah, and you know, I think. What did you make of Javi? A lot. You were saying before, you know, had a lot of criticism yesterday. Was this like? I know he was very disappointed when he went off on the hour, wasn't he? When we went down to 10 men, but for you, was this like the Javi that we want to see?
Getting there. I still think he's got levels to go, but I think seeing him so annoyed at getting taken off every single game. He's looking annoyed when he's getting taken off, and that's a very good sign of a player that is confident in his own ability and knows he could have given more. And today, I think, was a really good example of that. He just needed a goal. I was praying for him to get his goal. It's a shame he didn't, but I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. I think I gave him like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think he was a lot more confident tonight, wasn't he? And I think we were just finding him in better positions, and I think that is like the key to like getting more out of Javi. We just got to keep getting him in better positions, don't we? And I think that is what we're trying to do in terms of the whole setup. You know, we saw Udogie wider, we saw Javi and Odebear a bit closer together. You saw Brennan there. Is that something we need to persist with, that kind of setup?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think especially like having Odebear with the doggy. I've said it before. It gives us so many more options down the left wing, and when we've got Odebear and Xavi playing today, yeah, they kind of got a little bit in each other's way, but when they're sort of separating out and keeping their distance, I really think we've got a good attack there. Now, I'm not saying that we can't improve it, as I've said before, but I think it's definitely good enough to get us top 4 in the Premier League. I think it's good enough to keep us fighting in at least one of the other competitions that we're still in.
Yeah.
But we need Solanke back. Solanke was, for me, Solanke would have buried that header that Randall Kolo Muani sort of put just wide, was it?
Just
Yeah,
over. Was it wide or over?
Over the bar
Over.
at the end of the half.
It was over the bar, wasn't it? Because he had another shot that went just wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dom would have buried that, but there's many other situations where Dom would have let the ball go and Kolo Muani sort of kept it and kept the attack progressing. And that's what I've been really, really impressed with him about since he sort of started getting his fitness up and he's been playing a bit more. Is he on loan or did we buy him?
Well, he's on loan, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I genuinely, if I was in charge of scouting at Tottenham, I would bring Kolo Muani in on a permanent, Paulinho in on a permanent, let Richie go, try and develop Dane up to a striker, bring in another left wing, and maybe bring in a world-class striker like Harry Kane if the option's there. But you can't turn him down if the option's there for Harry Kane, of course. You make space for him in the squad. But I think if we sort of progress like that, I think we're going to have a good future ahead of us, and we need to. Everyone who's been so frank out the past few weeks need to take a long hard look at themselves, as I'm sure Brian is going to be.
Is this a turning point in terms of how we're playing under Frank? Do you hope, or do you think, or is it a case of it's just Copenhagen?
Certainly hope so, but yeah, as you were saying there in the post match, everyone can say, "Oh, it's just Copenhagen." I'm sure I'll get I get a lot of stick from this like 6-year-old Arsenal fan who sits around the pool, and I'm sure he'll turn around to me and say, "Oh, it was just Copenhagen." But we could also, on the flip side, say, "Oh, it was just Bodo Glimt when we played against them." So I don't know. I hope it's turning point. Even if it's not, he still needs time to build it. But I'll give one for Sim to smile here. Yeah, it did remind me of the attacking style of football that Ange was playing, just constantly pressing forwards. But I think that was more down to them just not having a clue. They gave us the ball at every opportunity. But yeah, not taking anything away from us. We were really, really good.
So let me just ask you one more question here, George. Obviously, midfield has been a key talking point with the double pivot of Bentancur and Paulinho. What did you make of Bentancur and Sarr tonight?
Good. And I've been a big critic of Bentancur, especially when it's been Bentancur and Paulinho. Paulinho's always shown him up. Well, he's shown that when he is the sole pivot man, pardon me, when he's the sole pivot man, he can handle it, and we've known that he can handle it. I think it's just when João Paulinho is just that good when it's them together. Paulinho does all the hard work, and Bentancur kind of doesn't know what to do when it's both of them. When he's on his own, he plays really well. And we really showed Crystal Palace how to play tonight, didn't we, Sim?
Oh, God.
Oh,
You
mate,
had to
that was
bring that up,
brilliant.
didn't you?
That was brilliant.
I had to, mate. I've been planning that for about half an hour.
That's what we played tonight, isn't it? Crystal Palace, that's what someone said.
Oh dear!
God,
If anyone's tuning into the
if
anyone's tuning into the fan show now, but they didn't watch the watch along, they're thinking,
you're
you're gonna have to watch the watch along now, aren't they?
Absolutely, exactly. Go back and watch for the reference. But brilliant night for Spurs. Brilliant night for Thomas Frank as well. Getting a lot of things spot on, and let's hope this is a step in the right direction.
100%. 100%.
George?
It was definitely a good game.
Nice to chat to you, mate. Nice to speak
See you
to
later on, Jules, bro.
Big up, boys. Big up, chat. Come on, you Spurs.
Big up, chat. Oh, we didn't read the man of the match
poll
in the end, but I think Van de Ven won it. He was on 50. Simmons won it.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, Spurs. I'm talking about our poll.
Yeah.
Not him, not the Spurs poll. This is the official Tottenham poll. None of this official Spurs thing putting out. All right, let's get Rocco on. Let's see what he's got to say. Hey, Rocco.
What's
Hey,
up,
boys.
Rocco? We get to speak to you after a win.
I am fucking delighted.
Buzzing. What?
I've got my black book,
Yeah.
but with good stuff this time.
What's written in the black book?
Frank changed his tactic about 3 times, and every time he changed it, it was fantastic. And that team is the team that, apart from maybe Johnson for Kudus, that should start against Man United, because he's got it spot on there.
So you'd start Bentancur over Paulinho, Rocco, for that game?
Yeah. And then bring Paulinho on at half-time. Both of them are so good, and they're so similar to each other. We can play them interchangeably at this point. Not together. Stop playing them together.
Yeah.
But play them interchangeably, maybe.
Exactly. I mean, our home games, they've got to stop doing it, isn't it? Away, there are times where they have to, but that will be understandable. But yeah, at home, it was just night and day with them separated today, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic. Like, I think you said it in a watch long. He had about 3 or 4 different tactics, 3 or 4 different formations he used there. Even after Johnson got sent off, he came up with something, and it worked. It worked so well. I mean, wow. I'm impressed. I've been calling for it for a while.
So what do you think he did tonight that you were calling for?
When Dane came on, he had the 2 striker system, which I've said about a couple of times, and he brought Dane on. Also, in the first half, Xavi had so much more freedom, and he worked so well with every single player there. And I know, again, everyone's going to say it who's going to come on here tonight. Everyone's going to say it in the things. Everyone's going to say it on social media. I know it's only Copenhagen, but we outclassed them and we out-tacticked to them and we outplayed them at every corner. And Xavi looked like he was having fun and the team looked like they were having fun. So Frank clearly got in their head after the Chelsea game and he did something. He changed the tactic there. Xavi had so much more freedom. Kolo Muani, just some of his runs, fantastic. He's so unlucky to not score today.
He was. I mean, Rocco, with Kolo Muani, I voted Bentancur as man of the match in the poll we were doing here, but I was really, I gave it to him by a tiny amount, and I don't know, over Kolo Muani, who I thought, yes, he didn't get the goals, which he should. I mean, if he had got to those 2 goals, then he's man of the match and a 10 out of 10 performance. But I think we saw from a striker exactly what we've been missing recently for this style of play, or recently we haven't had the right striker for the right manager or the right. He was just everywhere, wasn't he?
It was fantastic. Every place he went, he's so unlucky with that goal. With all of his shots, but I think that will come. And it was said quite a few times, and I think I was watching it with my dad. He said it a couple of times. He said, "You just need to settle in a bit more, and then those goals will come to it when he gets around to it." But he's good enough. I think that today showed he's good enough, even though he didn't get the goal. He's good enough to play up front for us.
And what about the other players? Odegaard, Johnson. Also, they both got on the score sheet today. What do you make of them?
I'm happy with Johnson. I'm happy he got the goal, but it was silly red card. Silly.
Do you think right decision?
Sorry?
Right decision, do you think?
Oh, 100%. It was definitely a red card. You can't be going doing that. As soon as I saw it, it was red card. Maybe slightly harsh, but and I think some other refs wouldn't give it, but I thought it was a red as soon as I saw it. You can't be doing that. It's not in the modern game. But apart from that, I thought he was a lot more confident. And then talking on Odegaard, his partnership was fantastic and his best game he's played in a Spurs shirt. And I said last week that he needs to start improving, and he did. And he showed it, and Johnson started to show it, and then he got a silly red card. Then again, it was a blessing because we saw that Micky van der Ven goal, and who knows if we would if he didn't get sent off, and all that space was opened up for us. Like, wow.
And talk about in terms of the Van der Ven goal, do you think that's how highly do you rate that goal? Is that the best goal from a centre back you've ever seen?
Best goal I've ever seen. I saw the Sonny goal. That's why I've got the Son shirt on. As close as I can get to Van der Ven at the moment, because I saw that goal, and then today, oh my god, beats it by a mile. Everything I've ever seen.
Thomas Frank said it. Thomas Frank said it was like Messi turned into a centre back.
Yeah,
and grew about 3 foot.
And the way he finished it wasn't it, Rocco? It was the run and the finish was incredible.
He led that so easily, and he didn't. And he just tucked it away. It was striker's finish. I don't know where he learned it. I don't know who he's been talking to, but please, we need more of that. More of that every week. It's
insane to have a centre back who's capable of that kind of run, and we've seen it 3 times now, at least
3 or 4.
3 or 4 times we've seen it from him, and it's just a weapon. We want him to see it more often, don't we? But you just watch those hamstrings.
He's saving his pace for attacking runs now, not defensive runs.
Exactly.
If his hamstrings go, he's one of my favourite players to watch right now. I think he had a bad game against Chelsea.
Yep.
And I don't think a lot of people talk about some of those hospital passes. But apart from, I think that's his only game I've seen that he's been really, really bad in. But he is a fantastic player, and I genuinely think we need to sign him up on a 10-year deal, give him whatever money he wants, because we're going to struggle to keep him in the summer. Because teams are going to come in for him, but he needs to stay here. He's too good. He's too good. If we can have Romero and Van der Ven as a centre-back pairing next year, with the sort.
Talking about Dane, what did you feel about him winning the penalty and then Richarlison taking the penalty instead of Dane?
I think Richarlison, and it's been said multiple times by multiple different people, Richarlison is a fantastic role model, and he seems fantastic when we see him. He's laughing, joking with everyone. But today, I think he needs to be sold. I'm done with him. He shouldn't even be on the bench next week, because that's a young striker from our academy who won a penalty. You're 4-0 up. Let him take it. Maddison let you take the penalty when you won it. You've got to pass that on. You've got to. It's not fair. And Dane Scarlett should be our substitute striker from now on. And Richarlison shouldn't play another game. It's completely soured my opinion on him. He needs to go. He needs to go.
But you say that, but Frank probably would have given him the duties. This is probably why he took it. So I don't think Frank's going to hold the opinion that he should never play because he took the penalty.
Because you're 4-0 up against Copenhagen in the last couple of minutes. I genuinely think if Kylian Mbappe was on the pitch, he would have let Dane Scarlett take it. It's a choice on the pitch at the moment. It's not a manager's choice. If he preferred it or not, he still missed. And you're 4-0 up against Copenhagen in the last minutes. Nothing can go wrong at that moment if you give it to a young striker who's looking for goals. You're the substitute striker. You're going to get appearances. He doesn't get many appearances. You need to give him that opportunity to prove himself.
I think the good thing about it is he actually came on and he had an immediate impact, didn't he? We've seen it when Richarlison has come on, or other strikers have come on, how they just haven't been able to get involved in the game. But he did not. He could have had that header as well, but Richarlison took that off him, didn't he? Got wide a few times. He offered a different option, didn't he? We utilised it, Rocco.
I mentioned it last week, and I think I mentioned it the week before. He needs to play off the bench more. And every time he's on that bench, I want him on, because he's shown it multiple times now, in multiple different games, in these little small appearances, these little 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And he doesn't get many goals because they're so short, but he shows something every time he goes on. He shows a hunger. And I don't see that from a Richarlison, or even sometimes a Solanke, and he just brings something different. We just need that, and especially from young striker who we can bring on. And I'm not saying he's going to be a Harry Kane level striker, but we need to do that with our youth. If they're showing hunger and they're actually showing something when we bring them on, we need to do it more often. And he should come on against Manchester United because he's deserved it. He deserves it from that 10 minutes. He's shown more in 10 minutes than Richarlison has shown all season. And I think that's a big thing.
All right, Rocco, appreciate you coming on as always and giving your time, and we'll speak to you soon.
See you later, Rocco.
Come on.
Wrong side.
Come on, you Spurs. Javi was given the official man of the match by UEFA.
By UEFA, okay.
UEFA, so he got that official man of the match. Frank is doing his press conference now. He said, I would say it was a step forward in how we want to play. Assists and goals from the offensive players, and also the structure was good today.
He's bang on, isn't he?
I think so. I think he's absolutely
literally bang on, and he deserves an enormous amount of credit for changing it. Like, do you know what? Perfect example. Last season, Ange Postecoglou, when he did change to the more defensive pragmatic for certain games, and it paid off, well done the manager. You saw a problem, you fixed it. We won the Europa League by fixing that way. Well, it's the same way here, where he was too defensive, he needed to change and go more attacking, and today he did, and he deserves the praise that he did. So obviously I'm always going to be by Thomas Frank's side and back him, and I think today he deserves enormous credit.
Apparently Tottenham confirmed Udogie was the player threatened with a
Are they
firearm,
confirmed?
and they said we have been providing support for Destiny and his family since the incident, and will continue to do so. Given this is a legal matter, we cannot comment any further. So Tottenham have addressed the Udogie situation. Obviously, we're thinking of him. Hope he seemed fine on the pitch today. He had a great game, but hopefully he's doing okay, and we're thinking of him.
Correct.
All right, someone I feel like I haven't spoken to in a while. It's the Joracle. He's in the back end. Let's get him on.
Big out, Jory.
Jory, good to see you, my
Hey,
friend.
guys.
It's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Yeah, looking relaxed. You're looking, calm today. Not that you're not always looking calm and relaxed, but today calls for a calm and relaxed demeanour, I would say, after that performance. What did you make of what you saw today?
Well, it's been way too long. I've been way too busy. It's not because I don't love you guys anymore, and it's not because I forgot Tottenham still exists. It's just my life, really. That's the only reason you haven't been seeing more of me. But I had to call in today because it was both my clubs playing against each other, So
I see you're a Copenhagen fan as well.
that's the club I grew up under, yeah. So even though it wasn't a club when I was a kid, but it became FC Copenhagen. One of my clubs was one of the three clubs that kind of became FC Copenhagen. So I have strong feelings for that club as well, but I have much stronger feelings for North London, Tottenham. So
given that
no worries there. I was rooting for Tottenham the whole time. So.
Given that you follow Copenhagen, can you tell us, today, is it a particularly bad Copenhagen side, would you say, this season?
I would say that they have definitely, because what they will deliver once because Tottenham, when they're, FC Copenhagen, when they're in the Champions League, they're always outclassed in terms of quality on paper. But what they usually counter with is intensity and work rate and so on. But I actually think the team they have now, and I haven't really been following too closely the last 2 years. I think I went to a game last year, but I haven't been following them on week in and week out. But I think this team is maybe on the lower end in terms of athleticism, in terms of running power and so on, because they often have really great runners. They've had a lot of Icelandic stars, so FC Copenhagen is almost turning into our little Ajax here in Iceland. So when we have some shiny young prospects, they go to the academy to FC Copenhagen a lot, So they have they're a really, really, really good club, but of course in a completely different tier than Tottenham. But tonight I saw a lot from us that we changed and which made a big difference. But I also think maybe just pure athleticism, running power. We had too much of an upper hand on them. And I mean, the quintessential was Van der Ven's goal, of course, was amazing. And I don't know if you guys got that angle, but here in Iceland, we got an angle where on the playback where we're looking back at Van der Ven, and you see one defender that's given up, and he's almost kind of laughing, like nobody's stopping this guy. It's like this is impossible, guys, And he was right, So, but to talk about us, because we just went through our first maybe slight meltdown, which is unfortunate, which is unfortunately too much Tottenham, of course. And it's good that we get a little bit of a bounce now, but for me, of course, I'm way patient. The way I see it is we cannot be making any kind of absolutes or getting ahead of ourselves as to what this season is supposed to look at the end, other than progression. As long as this season ends up with progression in terms of this project, then it might not be great, but it's at least not a failure. So that's really all that I want to kind of set myself as an expectation for this season. But one thing, like, so some of the structural things is, of course, we played Udogie, so now we can widen it a little bit. I love Spence. I think he's actually one of our most valuable players these days. But him being, an inverted fullback means that we are playing, we're leaving a lot of space on the left side, which we could use better. And we use better when we use it. Udogie, he goes to the byline, and that opens up so much space in the box, So as we saw, Xavi, I think a lot of that had his performance both was the link up with Kolo Muani, and Kolo Muani's pressing gave him also space, but also the fact that Udogie was also stretching the defense on the sides there. So I think that makes a big difference, and probably the main beneficiary was Xavi tonight, I think, for that. But the other thing, and this I've seen consistently since we started getting kind of off, because we looked really, really solid at the start with Frank, and then it started to be kind of not clicking and kind of hiccups, especially in our build-up play. And what I saw tonight, at least when I was paying full attention to that part of the game, was that we were moving as a block. We kept the same distance between our players. What we do a lot is we make big holes in our lines. The back line is too far from the first midfield line, or often also towards the front, and those holes become so easy to defend and press out, because the passes become a little bit too long, or the defensive players don't have to do the same amount of running and so on. So tonight we moved much more as a block. Of course, you're taking a little bit more of a risk at the back, and that might be on Frank, that he had been too kind of conservative or too risk averting or something. I don't know about that, but Frank needs to also, figure it out and feel out what's happened, what he can do with this squad, But for me, it was like once that was set, the build-up never seemed as kind of as flawed as it's been for way too long, because it meant that even when we didn't get the pass off or whatever, we were close enough to pick up the rebound or keep it at least alive, or at least slow down the turnover so we could get back and so on. That's the big difference, I think. And of course, it helps as well that the boys were way up for it and had probably to prove a point tonight, and they certainly did. So, and for me, I'm not, to be honest, I'm not worried about any particular players. It's the same. I've said it before. It's like until you're kind of clear with what the manager is and what he can deliver, it's difficult to have some absolute final judgment on individual players if they're kind of borderline. Of course, if they're way off, then it's no problem. But it's very difficult to make out, is it what the manager is asking, or is it them and their decision? Is it confidence, whatever? And we first need to see what Frank can offer through at least one season, I think, before we can, write off a lot of these new players that are coming in, In terms of, for example, Richarlison, which people are maybe not too happy about tonight, I've wanted to sell him for a bit, but we also saw that glimpse of absolutely amazing play at the start of Frank's tenure, which gave us hope again about him, and we know that he has it in him. But for me, it's more about our situation, not about Richarlison. So do we have more time to nurture this out of Richarlison? Not really. That's the thing, And that's the only thing that also worries me a little bit about Frank, is that I know that he understands it's not Brentford and he can't do that and all of that, but I sometimes worry whether he understands how little time he will get in, for example, to set the defense and so on. Like the thing about Tottenham is we're almost like a drug addict or whatever. It's like if our life is going horribly, that is, we're not winning any trophies. Well, at least give us a drug of a Rabona goal or an amazing run
like
or
a
whatever.
Puscas
At
goal
least
like
give
today,
us the flair, you know. That's our drug, you know. And so that crutch is really dangerous. So I feel like every manager gets taken by surprise as to how strong and real a thing it is with Tottenham, because not many clubs in the world have this kind of issue, really, or if you want to call it ethos, you know, because it is, of course, also part of a glorious identity. I'm not going to deny that either, but, you know, the game has moved on, players have moved on, and maybe Tottenham's ethos needs to also move on, not abandon, but become more kind of give us more options in terms of actually winning some stuff one day, you know. So but yeah, and that's really my real worry about the whole situation is, you know, a certain segment of our crowd that does not, and I don't blame them, I understand it, I'm a Tottenham fan, I don't blame that they have absolutely no patience left, but you're kind of petrifying your own miserable end there, you know, and that's of course not helpful at all. And thank God the support was better tonight. But I will just say to everybody there in North London in that stadium, look at my Copenhagen boys. They sung the entire game.
4-0
They
down.
sing the whole game, every game, no matter what the score is. That is unconditional love to the squad. That doesn't mean they are not hard on them as well, but when it comes to game time, they're there and they're not giving up till the game is over. That's
4-0 down. They were very, very loud tonight.
Yeah.
Very loud. You can see the scarves were continuously swinging throughout the whole game, and they showed the Tottenham fans probably what true support is. What's the Latin for "to dare is to do" within reason?
So you actually wanted to know the word "with reason."
Within reason, yeah.
Within reason.
Maybe we need an update on that.
Might add a little caveat, a little smaller sign underneath or something.
Tell me about some of the individuals. Xavi tonight, much better. He got man of the match. Do you agree with that decision?
Yeah, I mean, for me, so maybe the only slight, I wouldn't even call it a worry, but it's more like a wonder. And the thing, and I sent you a super chat, I think, on the Chelsea game, and it's not particular Xavi. I feel like I see this the most often with really shiny players coming from the Bundesliga. The shine often goes off right away, especially if they come to the Premier League. And that is because they're kind of the flair players. And the Bundesliga is built for flair. They do get the time and the space for that stuff. Even though it's a fast game there, they don't press and they don't bother and they don't tackle and they don't body each other at anywhere the same level. And so I've felt, and I think my super chat was something along the line, Xavi looks a little bit like a deer in the headlights in terms of the Premier League, you know. And I do feel like that is a factor, but I know he has more than enough technical ability. He's also big enough. He's not a big guy, but he's big enough, and he's probably also strong enough. I think it's more like he is experiencing a bit of shock at what the Premier League is, you know, because it was really nice and comfy being the shiny boy at Leipzig in the Bundesliga. those days are over now, Xavi. Now you're in the big boys league, and you just need to hunker down and start enjoying the pain and the grit, because I think and I'm not saying he has a bad mentality or nothing. I'm just saying he's been shocked a little bit, I feel like. And also, of course, the link up, like how we do our runs, and it's kind of, it's similar in terms of forward runs from most of the Premier League teams, but but different from the Bundesliga. And I feel like he's not quite picked up on that yet. He's kind of expecting something different than what's going to happen. Whereas us that watch every game and so on, we know what, how the run is going to be, which side he's supposed to pass the ball and so on. And I feel like that has been his main problem. Tonight, it looked completely different, I felt like. And there was a little bit of stepping on each other and a little bit of a mistouch and so on. But nothing that, like what Xavi has done too much so far is break the forward momentum by misreading the situation. That's really his biggest kind of sin. It's not that he hasn't assisted or scored or nothing. It's too many really promising attacks have broken down due to his decisions, and I think that will improve. And I think Frank is absolutely the guy to help him through that process, So but I loved Xavi. I loved how Kolo Muani. I've loved everything I've seen from Muani. Because even though he's been kind of out of the game some games. For me, that was all down to service and all down to the dysfunction of the general forward play. He was isolated and didn't get the chance to do anything. But even in those games, the runs he did do and so on, I thought was spot on. The way he places himself, for me, I'm getting really quite excited by him, to be honest. So. Of course, went the vent. Do I need to say anything?
Ridiculous goal he scored today, isn't it? Is that the best goal you've seen from a centre-back, do you think?
Yeah, from a centre-back, yeah. I don't remember. Maybe give me a couple of days on YouTube, I'll get back to you. But what comes to mind is definitely the best goal I've seen from a centre-back. And I would say in terms of Sonny's Puscas and this one, I would say this one probably is more impressive because it's a centre-back and also just what he had to do there. But of course, I feel like Sonny's goal is definitely more graceful and more photogenic maybe than his. But they are very. There's not much in it for sure. So
crazy.
Yeah. And who else would I like? Of course, Vicario has completely turned his stuff around now. I feel like even his distribution, I feel like there's a lot of improvement now. I think it's not a miracle yet or anything, but I think I see actually real progress, real improvement, like. Something that's going to continue to build.
You're still there. You're still there.
Drop out there.
Yeah,
guys,
for a second. In terms of, do you think there was a big difference not having Paulini and Bentancur as well together today? Did that make a big difference for you?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think that's a great point that's being brought up, and I feel like, especially maybe. It might be Paulini Bentancur, but I think maybe it's more about the dynamic of Bentancur-Sarr, which is really good dynamic there. And also that's, if I want to, pick up some players, I do feel Bentancur is slowly edging back to the old prime Bentancur. Like he's not there. He's still got something left, but once he's there, he also gives. He's kind of like. What would be like, so in between a 6 and an 8, that's going to give you a 7, but that's a winger, so we can't do that. But he's kind of like in between guy. When he's playing his best, I feel like in between there. But of course, if he had the playmaker gene in him as well, prime Bentancur would be world class in my view. But I'm just so happy to see that old Bentancur, like we saw him at the best when he came in at the first, before he got injured. I'm starting to believe we'll get that guy back, and that was actually a super valuable player in my view, because not only his play, but just his like, he is almost like a second Romero for the other players. Like, he's so good at directing the other players, and he has a really good oversight over the midfield. Of course, he has his bad days as well, but when he's back to that form, he will definitely be a super valuable player. So I really, even Johnson, guys, like Johnson, I've never, and from the start, I never thought Johnson was going to be a winger. I always saw him in Forest as what I call it, like a shooting winger. So a winger that's going to go for goal, not a winger that's there to take on play, like an in behind winger, basically. And that's what he is. And he's actually one of the most consistent things about this club, is that he'll get in behind if the setup is right and if we're playing the right team. And he will probably score almost every time, so yeah.
Jory, we have to move on. Appreciate
Yeah,
your
of
time
course.
as always. Thanks for coming on. Just a quick one. Whippers01 has said he's typed in the Latin for today is to do
right,
within
let's hear
reason. Ordere est intra racinem agere.
Yeah, well.
So
I'm
that's
not
going to be. Is
saying
that going to be the next? Is that our next motto? We'll see what the people think. Doesn't have the same ring to it, I think. But
For me, it would be fine just in the English version as well. Or you could even have it to there's to do if you feel like it. But if not, then all right, it's fine. But yeah, let's. Or maybe just we start living and acting like the original motto. How about that? Eh?
I would like that. But look, Jory, good to see you, mate. Thanks for calling
Likewise,
in. Always
take
like
care,
to see
guys.
you.
Hey, Brian,
don't leave it too long till next time.
Good to see you, brother. Right, we'll have a chat soon.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Always good to see Jory.
Always great.
I just thought of do you know that another goal, when you're saying the goal for City, came to me, not the same type of goal, but the goal of importance. I think you have to say Vincent Kompany's, wouldn't you, against Crystal Palace, as in the quality of the goal. Obviously, it's a completely different goal.
It was Leicester, wasn't it?
I think it was when they won the title. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a humdinger of a bullet of a shot, but obviously the types of goal very, very different.
Yeah, Van Laff, it's definitely going to go down in Champions League history.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's one of the greats. Just a quick one. Thomas Frank said on Van der Ven, he's our top goal scorer in all competitions, so he can keep going. He can keep walking past me if he's angry after every game.
See, he's taking it in his stride.
Absolutely. So that's obviously good of him. Let's bring on Jack. Jack says sub to Tottenham on tour.
My brother.
That's his name. Bring on Jack.
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
What is going on?
How you doing, Jack, buddy?
I'm
well,
doing
mate.
great, my man. What a great game today.
Absolutely great.
It was a great reaction from the players, especially. And I was thinking about, like, is that what a fortress sounds like in there? Because I think, especially, in the first half, we were, showing that we could go score. Those little dinked balls and those runs in behind and, getting those opportunities really got the fans into it. And, man, it was loud after that second goal. Another great reaction after the red card, to score 2 more goals and to keep the fans behind, because that moment had me worried, especially with seeing Vicario looking like he might have been hurt. And the red card come to react like that. Like, that's what a winning football club does right there.
What differences did you see today? Like, which got us playing the football that we were playing for, large parts of that game?
Instead of teams coming to us, we went to them. And we showed them that we wanted to be the ones to score. Instead of setting that defensive foundation first, we showed we're going to press and we're going to attack. and we're going to keep our foot on your throat. And that's the major difference between that style that we were seeing versus Chelsea to what we're seeing now. And I think this is a big game to prove to Frank and to the players that, hey, we can score goals. It doesn't matter what competition we're playing. If we play like this, we can score against anyone. Even though it's lower competition, it's it was a good style to play that it can be consistent,
Jack, I want to talk to you very quickly about, obviously we talk about the fair plays and everything. The balance that we have with Porro and Destiny, you could even see Porro was poor against Chelsea. His passing, which is the one thing that we know his creativity is exceptional at, was back today. And Destiny just adds so much more balance, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Destiny brings more of an attacking play. He plays more out wide than Jed. And, it's tough because there are some games you need Jed in there to stop a certain winger. And, I hope that Udogie can show eventually that, he has that same knack that we saw in the beginning of his career at Tottenham, that he can stop players too. Jed would be a really good super sub to use to, if we're up a couple of goals in the game, to lock down whatever winger is in there that's supposed to threaten us. And, the way that we're able to spread the ball and play the ball out wide and have Xavi be able to run free and cut inside without thinking, hey, Jed's going to run into me, it opens up that space so much more, and it creates that creative ability that Xavi has. And we saw it today. We saw his mind and kind of how he thinks and how he sees the field differently than most players.
Spot on.
And what did you feel like in terms of selection today for Frank? Do you think how much did that contribute to the football being better today?
I think it was a selection he had to make. He had to make a bold choice. He could not keep on rolling with Bentancur and Paulinho in the back, Jed on the left, Jed playing left back. He couldn't continue doing that. He had to make a bold choice, especially against a club that isn't in their best form. And really make a statement of intent, like, hey, we're going to score goals still. And don't get me wrong, I also believe that we are scoring goals. It's just we're not scoring goals in the big games. We're not scoring goals against like a Chelsea or a Newcastle. And that Man United game coming up, I really hope to see the same exact attacking in that game. The same mind frame to go out there and to put, our cleats on their throat.
Do you feel like today could be a turning point for Frankie when it comes to seeing this kind of football? Or is it you hesitant to say it because, it's only Copenhagen? People are saying, well, it's all good doing it against Copenhagen. You need to do it against better level opposition.
It's tough because I do believe that he is he wants to play Bentancur and Paulinho in the back together. But what I do think is, I really think with those two, with Bentancur at the 8 and Paulinho at the 6, if they can get it out of their head that they both need to be playing back and one of them push up and the other one stay back, I could definitely see it working. And Bentancur's passing was on point today. It was a big, big difference. If he could do that from the 8 position with Paulinho back there isn't a team in the Prem that could beat us. With the defensive prowess that we have with those two guys and the attacking threat of a Bentancur. And the other thing I saw is when Paulinho came in, he's not afraid to run up and get into attack.
Yeah.
When those things happen consistently, when they're both on the pitch and they're able to say, okay, I'll stay back, you go up and attack a little bit more. That team's completely different than the backwards passing that we've been seeing. So I think this was a good moment and a really good team to do it against and to have some belief to show, hey, we can go out and attack these teams and win.
And quick touch on Van der Ven's goal. Ridiculous goal, wasn't it? I mean, describe your thoughts on it.
Yeah, incredible. I just kept on thinking, honestly, I was thinking about Puscas, and when we get Puscas in there, we're going to have the 2 best scoring center backs in the league. That's all I could think about. It's
He just kept on going, didn't he? You thought at one point, is he ever going to pass it? He just keep going and going and going.
Nope, that's his idea. And you thought maybe he'd cross it in the middle. Nope, he's going for goal, and he's our leading goal scorer right now. So
Maybe
kudos to him.
Should we put Van der Ven up front?
No, there's too much on the defense. Absolutely not. But that's like another thing is like now teams have to think about that. Like I could have Van der Ven running through my throat, and that just adds more elements to the game, man. And we got an exciting future here. I think we're a couple players away from really stamping our authority.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it with Van der Ven as well. I think we've got to talk about it. Obviously, he's staying fit, which is the most important thing. He's not having to use that pace all game, every game. I can't remember a time him using it this game. Apart from that run, I think the way we're playing him and keeping him fit is just, it needs to be given credit because obviously every year he's broken down at this kind of time. And it's pivotal and vital that we keep him fit.
Yeah, absolutely. He is an essential player. And you could tell when him and Romero are together, Van der Ven just has a different mindset about him where it's almost like he's free. And don't get me wrong, Danso, great backup center back. Great guy to bring on at the 60th minute if you need to lock it down. But that partnership is going to cause problems for years if they keep them together. And it's only just started. It's only year 2 or 3 of them being together. And they're both young. So, it's exciting. It's exciting times.
Definitely. But Jack, appreciate you calling in, mate. Thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Have a good one, guys.
Speak soon, bro.
Thanks, Jack.
What a great debut from Jack.
Absolutely brilliant. As always, so great to see Jack. Great to see him. Let's get Alex on the show.
Can you hear me, guys?
Alex. Yeah, can you hear
big
you,
up,
Alex?
big up, Sim, big up, Abel.
Big up,
Alex.
Mate.
Honestly, that performance, it was absolutely scintillating, and it's annoying that it had to get ruined a little, there in the end by Richie's ego, but otherwise, I think that's the most energetic and how do you want to call it? The most, like, the players actually looked like they knew each other. It wasn't like, the link-up play, the dynamism between each and every one. Like, everybody wanted the same thing. When we were supposed to defend, everybody wanted to defend. Like, you could see, like, Johnson rushing back. It was like, we worked as a unit. And when you see that, like, there wasn't a player on the pitch that you couldn't say had a great game, And
Yep.
When you get performances like that, there's absolutely nothing to complain about. Nothing.
What do you think? How do you think Frank changed it in that sense to get a performance like that? Because we've been so, for a lot of games, stodgy and it's been difficult to watch. But today seemed we were just cutting them open and slicing through the middle a lot more today. What do you think? What changes contributed to that, do you think?
Yeah, first of all, I think a change in personnel, I think it affects a lot, especially today where a lot went down the left channel with Udogie and Odegaard. I think their partnership is quite underrated, and we haven't talked about it much because they haven't really played much together this season. But their sort of link-up play, they know each other perfectly. We could see it within the first minutes of the game when he squared it to Odegaard, and Odegaard just flicks it in, and Udogie runs in behind and tries to get it in. And just overall, I don't think the game plan today wasn't to be defensive. It was to get at them, and I think it worked. I'm not going to overrate it too much because I think our performance was great and good until there was nothing to complain about. But their goalkeeper, let's talk about their goalkeeper. Those 2 mistakes. I don't want to downtone our performance, which was great, but their goalkeeper just, I don't know what he was doing for both of those goals. And when we got that red card, I think it just changed the game because Copenhagen, they had nothing to lose. They were 2-0 down. They forced themselves to go up. And that, for me, proved, again, I think it's proven since, if you go back to Conte, that counter-attacking with our team for years now is our greatest form of offense. Like when we counterattack, that's when you get the best performances I think we've seen for years. City away, counterattacking. Today, those 2 last goals, great counterattacks. I think if you go back to our like best performances, it's a lot down to counterattacking. And Copenhagen, they allow that today because they had nothing to lose, 10 men, and we just capitalized brilliantly on those 2 goals. And Micky, wow, what can you say? I mean, I jumped out of my couch, and I hadn't gone that manic for like a long time, and I knew that when he got the ball, you're gonna run. I know you're gonna run, and he ran, and he ran and ran, and I love that he didn't stop, and I love that he didn't think to pass it, because why not? I mean, look now, we got to talk about Puscas. It's beautiful, beautiful goal, and yeah, he deserves recognition because I think when Van Dijk retires, Micky's gonna be. He might be a great shout for captaincy of the Netherlands, and I think he's their future in the defense for the Netherlands. Great, absolutely great player. One of the best purchases we've made for years. I mean, he's special, Micky, absolutely special.
Any other individuals that you stood out for you today?
Yeah, I have to mention Xavi, of course. That first half, I think he, like those qualitative passes, the one for Brennan, the first goal. I mean, I don't want to. Since we've talked about Messi today, I'm gonna say that's a Messi pass. Like arrogant, you just flick it. You just know it's gonna go behind there perfectly to Brennan. That capitalized on a bozo moment from the goalkeeper, but I don't care. It was beautiful, that pass, and I think you kind of understood why he had to come off because we need him fit and ready for United. I think he needs to start that game too, and he did what he could today. But I also want to mention Kolo Muani because I think that performance today, just no goals, no an assist, but no goals. But I think the way he links up, his technicality. I mean, I'm gonna say that's my opinion. I think he's the best striker at the club. I think when he gets up to his maximum level, I don't think Solanke is at that level. I think Solanke's close to him, and Richie's like he's a step down. But Kolo, for me, I mean, if he can get scoring, then I don't think we don't have to worry about a striker position. And alongside Solanke, them two as a striker duo rotationally, beautiful. I don't think you can complain much about that. And his touch for that second goal for Odebert when he linked it down, that he keeps on running and actually believes that he can get the ball and it snudges the goalkeeper and he touches. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, and a lot of strikers in that position probably as well try and volley it into the empty net and try and go for a harder thing to do. And the composure it took just to bring it down and give it to Odebert was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know that's the thing Richie would do. He would just try to like either head it or do something nuts. And yeah, but I do want to talk about that though because. I mean, when I saw Richie's hands placing the ball down on the penalty spot, I couldn't contain my frustration personally. But I mean, come on, if it's time to be sentimental and sort of let your heart be at the center of things, then it should be when you're 4-0 up in a game where 3 points are guaranteed. And it's for one of our own to take it. He also won the penalty. Okay, if Richie wants the penalty, but Dane won the penalty. I mean, I think that was probably his first. I mean, the opportunity for him to score his first and also last Champions League goal because I think he's gone. After the summer, I think he's gone. And when is he ever gonna? I mean, come on. It was like once in a lifetime opportunity. I think for him, unless if we start him against. Slavia Prague at home, which I think he deserves. I mean, with that little cameo today, he deserves it. Come on, he deserves it, especially if we got important games around and before Slavia and after Slavia. So during that game at home, I think you have to start Dane in that game. Get him his first Champions League goal. It means so much, and you know how much it would mean. Could see it in the Europa League when he scored his first against Elfsborg. I mean, come on. You have to be sentimental in those moments, and Richie, you missed that penalty. Come on, man. if it's going to be for that moment, I think Rocco mentioned it earlier when Matters gave the penalty that he won to Richie during, I don't know which game it was, but last season, for the confidence booster. I mean, that's how you lead by example. That's why Matters deserves a leadership role, because he has that in him. But Richie, I mean, come on, man. You think about yourself. Of course, he wants to get his own confidence up, but Dane. You've had your Champions League goals. Dane has never gotten one, and he won the penalty. Come on, man. I think that just it made it up from a 10 out of 10 to 9. He brought it down a level, and it would have equaled our greatest or biggest Champions League win ever if that penalty would have gone in 5-0. I think it was was it against Red Star Belgrade. Yeah. That time would have equaled that record and put the game to a 10 out of 10, really.
It was frustrating, I think. I think we both said when they won the penalty got given, come on, give it to Dane. I don't want to see Richie take it. And now that was quite a frustrating moment. But look, it's a great win, though. In terms of Frank himself, like, where were you before the game? Where were you now with him?
No, with Frank, I'd always back him. Like when he came in and was our manager, 100%. Like, it's the way we're going now, and it's not also that his job is to be more balanced in his way of shaping our team. It's the next step in the project that I think started with Ange, because his squad is sort of the same squad, it's sort of the same core of players, and Frank, he was meant to carry us up to that end level we know we're capable of reaching as a club. We have that capability financially and both historically. So today, as overall tactical analysis, I think he got it all spot on. The fact that I think it was maybe instructed, but when we got that red card, I think him and Cochrane, Justin Cochrane, I think they discussed that it's probably better to sit back now and just hit him on the counter whenever, because that was all we did whenever Copenhagen pushed forward during that after the red card, and it just paid off beautifully. 2 great goals by Micky and João. And speaking of João, we have to buy him in January permanently.
100%.
Get that warrior. Like he's just the passion that he doesn't lack anything really. Like all you can sort of ask for in a defensive midfielder, he has. You can't go outside of the defensive midfielder role and talk about passing, but as a defensive midfielder, he has it all. I mean, he's great. He's great. He's what we've needed for so long, and I don't think we're far off from sort of perfecting this squad into something that can go on to challenge a few top quality players, and we can start to be really serious again.
Alex, appreciate your time, mate. Thanks for calling in. We're going to have to move on, but
see you later, Alex.
Thanks for your time.
Big up, guys.
Great call. Where are you calling from, by the way?
Sweden.
Fantastic.
Stockholm.
All right, amazing.
It was great coming on, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
See you later, buddy.
Come on.
All right, that was Alex, and now we do have Chris on the show. Let's get Chris on.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, hello. How's it going?
Chris, thanks for calling in, mate.
I've been on there. I've always wanted to be on here. First of all, I wanted to say.
Well, thank you for calling in. Appreciate your support and appreciate you.
Yeah,
go on. Today, great win. It's a good, great performance as well. Much needed after the Chelsea game. So, what did you make out of what you saw?
No, it was absolutely brilliant, and I'm probably one of the most negative Nellies as it comes as a supporter. First thing I've got to say is there's been a lot of positivity about Bentancur. Yes, he had a good game today. Today, but he's not good enough, and I think I'm still not seeing it in him. I know he had played well today, but I'm not seeing it in him. I'm seeing a lot in Paulinho, and Pape Matar, by the way, has to start every single game. I don't know I don't know if Sarr said to Thomas Frank at the start of the season that he hates Carlsberg or something. He must have wound him up about Denmark or something, because that guy has to start. He showed today that he has to start.
But we have a lot of talent there, you know. You got Bergvall in there as well when he's back and doesn't have a concussion. You got Bentancur.
Yeah, Bentancur played well today. He did, but clock is right twice a day. You know what I'm saying? So yes, he had a good game, but he's not good enough for Tottenham. He's not good enough. He ain't. That's the facts. And I think I'd rather see Papassar and Paulinho playing in the midfield. Xavi Simons had a fantastic performance. He really proves what he can do when he's a little bit more on the forward line. And I don't want to be crude, but I might have a tug to that Van de Ven goal later.
Jesus.
You're gonna need to put ID verification these days for that. I'll
get a proxy, but yeah, I don't think. And the thing is, I really rate Thomas Frank. I really rate him. I don't know if it was I met your brother or it was you, one of you two that said they missed Ange Postecoglou. They really missed Ange Postecoglou.
I've never said it, but people have seen it.
I can guarantee you, Chris, that's definitely Sim.
Okay, so this is what I think about Ange Postecoglou. I love him. He brought us Europa League. I love him. But come on, the guy lost 22 games last season. We were 17th. And I think now we've got to stick with Thomas Frank, stick with the project, what we're doing. And today, what we saw today, defensively brilliant, going forward brilliant. And that's what Thomas Frank brings. I think Ange Postecoglou was too much focused on one thing, and that was going forward. He didn't think about going back. And today, I was never scared. You know what? I was chilling. Second half, 1-0. I was chilling. I went to make myself a cup of tea second half. Because they're never scoring. They're never scoring. That's how strong we are at the back at the moment. Man, we've conceded... Only Arsenal have conceded less than us. So we've got to bring a bit of positivity to that. That's brilliant compared to last season.
Sorry, Chris, finish.
Anyway, no. That's all I have to say. I think we've got to bring a bit of positivity to how strong we are defensively this season compared to last season. And listen, Ange Postecoglou was good in some aspects, but you can't lose 22 games. And you can't. We can't be 17th. Tottenham Hotspur cannot be 17th. Ever.
Well, look, listen, we don't want to talk about Ange tonight. It's about Frank. And
and Thomas Frank's Blue and White Army. Thomas Frank through and through. Big performance today. And we got to stick with this guy. Look what he did with Brentford. He made Brentford into a mediocre side, into a European... competing for European football. This is a man that knows his stuff. So, we got to stick with this geezer today.
Individuals tonight, who impressed you?
Xavi Simons had a great performance. I've been very critical of Xavi Simons. But yeah, fantastic performance. Papassar has to start every week. I just said that from the start. I don't know what he did to upset Thomas Frank at the start of the season, but that guy's got to start. Has to start. End of story. And even Bentancur. I'm not Bentancur's biggest fan, but Bentancur played well today. Even this is the thing about Spurs. What winds me up about Spurs. We all play well, or we all play shit. There's no in between. One player decides to play shit. We all decide to play shit. We watched that game against Chelsea. What was that? What the hell was that?
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, what was it?
I don't even know. This is the thing. Today we came with a new energy. Xavi Simons was, for me, man of the match. I was upset that he got sent off, but I suppose it was the right decision by Frank to bring him off. I suppose someone had to come off, so fair enough. You could see in his face he was annoyed, which is good. It was good to see. Kolo Muani, brilliant performance by him. I'd have loved to see them score. And, by the way, I think a few people have mentioned it, Richarlison should not wear a Spurs shirt ever again. After what he did today, should not wear a Spurs shirt ever again. Disgusting. Unprofessional, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Unprofessional? Wait. Isn't he the designated penalty taker on the pitch?
No, he let we were 4-0 up against Copenhagen, and he did not let a youngster in Dane Scotland, who's 20 years old, to score his first goal at Tottenham, as a Tottenham player. That's a joke.
Well, first Champions League goal.
Never,
He scored against Elfsborg.
He should never, ever wear a Spurs shirt again. That's it. I've had enough of him. I've had enough of Richarlison for a long, long time. And today he showed, and he missed the fucker, and he missed one earlier as well. Everyone forgets he missed one earlier, but 10 minutes before he missed the clear sitter before that. He's not a good striker. Send him back to Everton where he belongs. He always does well when he plays for Brazil. He doesn't give a shit about Spurs with his stupid pigeon dance. I've had enough of him.
Wait, but weren't you praising Muani before?
Muani has had, how many games has Muani had? 2-3 games. And look what Muani does already today. He gets the ball, he passes it to Odegaard. Not selfish. He uses his brain. He passes it. He could have slotted that in. He could have not. But Richarlison, how long are we going to give this guy?
Well, the window opens in 2 months, so at least 2 months.
I'll get rid of him. I'll get rid of him in January. Honestly, I'll get rid of him in January. I don't see why he should play for Spurs. I don't see why he should play for Spurs ever again. We've got Dominic Solanke coming back. Once Solanke comes back, put him in. I don't want to see Richarlison in the Spurs shirt. Yeah, he scored that bicycle kick against Burnley. What's he done since then? He sits there moaning. He could have given a 20-year-old, one of our own, by the way, someone from our academy to score, and he's given up to someone else. He's a joke. I'm sorry, he's a joke. Big joke.
Look, Chris, we got to move on because we're running out of time, but appreciate you calling in, mate. And speak to you soon.
Okay.
See you later, Chris.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
I was just thinking, should Scarlett have taken that penalty, and let's say he scored it, would he be one of the very select few players who would have scored in the Europa League, the Champions League, and not for his domestic league? I'm talking about all of Europe.
Yeah, you make a good point there. I can't think of too many players who've
That would
scored.
have been a nice little...
Not in the Premier League, played in the Europa League.
Prison title to hold.
We just missed out on a Conference League goal. I'm getting some feedback here before we... Yeah, it's gone now. All right, should we get our next guest on? Is he ready? I don't know if he's ready yet. Is he ready? Thumbs up if you're ready, Perry. All right, thumbs up. All right, go on.
Hey, Perry.
Hey, Perry. Thanks for calling in, mate.
What's happening, boys?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Good. Good win today.
Can you hear me loud and clear, yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Sweet.
What were your thoughts on the game today? Well, good win, good reaction to...
The big difference was just our captain starting tonight. Him starting tonight is just us, a whole different team.
Yeah, Romero. Yeah, no one's really mentioned Romero tonight. Obviously, he got an assist as well for the 4th goal.
Yeah, we got to mention him tonight. He done. You got to mention him 100% because without him, we lost. You see us against who did play weekend?
Chelsea.
Yeah, we got lost without him. He should have started as well, and I think we should have started Bergwijn as well. No, we should have started.
Bergwijn, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
Who was that we should have started?
When tonight?
No.
Bergvall.
No. On Saturday we should have started Ramiro and someone else on the bench.
Udogie?
It might have been Udogie. Because Udogie today as well was different class.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. And who was the man of the match today?
I'd have to get to Simmons, Javi all day.
Yeah, what was different about him today, do you feel?
I just thought he just needed a team a low team, a team that's not good enough that he can go and perform against and just get his confidence up. And I think he's very ready to go on Saturday. I reckon we'll get a good performance out of him Saturday.
Do you know what? Another player I do want to mention, because like Perry just said about players that haven't been mentioned, obviously Romero, the skipper. But I think today we saw the best of Wilson Odegaard, didn't we?
Yeah, Odegaard, 100%. But I've seen it from when we went. I went to Leeds and he was fucking it was like this world.
He looks a lot better when he's got Destiny alongside him, doesn't he, for that left-footed balance. But he seems to be growing in confidence in his ability, and the performance is starting to reflect. Hopefully he can build on this, because it gives us natural width, doesn't it, with both left
I'm going to touch on what Alex said. Alex said that Kobe had some good chances today, but I think he has some sitters today that he should have finished, and I reckon Solanke would have finished them, and he's our best striker in the club.
You reckon Solanke's better than Muani?
Yeah, because he would have finished them chances that he had today, 100%. Them two sitters that he had, they would have been in the net. Would have been doing that bow celebration.
But what I will say, Perry, is on that note, do you see Solanke doing the work that Muani did today, or having that ability to go on those runs?
The only thing that he done, that was different was that touch when he brought it down for the goal.
All right, Perry, unfortunately, we're running out of time, so we do need to make it short, but I appreciate you coming on, mate. Appreciate you giving your time.
Take care, Perry.
And I will speak to you soon.
See you later, buddy.
All right, we are going to have one more segment before we go to Sammy. Go on the bookmarks on the left, and we're going to go reacting to some of the best reactions there have been to Van de Ven's goal today. On a react, we're going to do a react for Van de Ven's unbelievable goal tonight, which is going to go down in Champions League history. So we're going to do how the internet reacted. So first of all, Tottenham Hotspur tweeting out aura. Look at go zoom in. Go make the picture big. Yeah, look at that. Look at the fans in the background. Absolute delight on all that. Look at that guy bottom left. Here, look at this guy here. You can see it. Bottom left. Look at that face. Absolutely fantastic.
Was you there for the Sonny goal?
I was there for the Sonny goal, yeah. There's absolute scenes in the background. Van de Ven with the cup in the air. Absolute. I think aura is the best word for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something you're truly blessed as a football fan of any club to see someone score a goal like that, especially a centre-back.
Next one, StatMuse saying the only Tottenham player with multiple UCL goals this season. Well, he's the only one to score more than one. He scored against Boda. I guess we haven't scored too many, but tonight, hopefully, that can start changing after tonight, I'm hoping.
Well, we talk about top goal scorers in Europe and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we speak about own goals being quite regular for us. Are we the club that's got the most goalkeeper assists to score the goals?
Did Vicario assist him today?
No, I'm saying it's in their goalkeeper.
Oh, their goalkeeper. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Literally, that must be like own goals for us in the Championship.
Keeper mistakes.
Opposing goalkeeper assists.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that one. Next up, it's WeAreTottenhamTV tweet. That's me. Between 1 goal, 2 assists, 1 of a kind. And look, it's just amazing. If you actually go into the pictures, this is where he picked up the ball for each movement. So this was the assist against Everton. He ran the whole pitch there. Yeah. This is where he picked up against Man United. And then this is him tonight picking up the ball there. Absolutely nuts. And he ended up with a goal and 2 assists out of all of those situations.
I want to see, you'll find it, but obviously not right now, where Vertonghen was when he passed the ball to Sonny, because I'm pretty certain.
It's probably around there, yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely nuts. Tottenham tweeted out, just give him the Puscas award now. Don't need to do the whole fancy trophy celebration. Just give it to him now. There's no need for nominations and all this rubbish. We have a winner. We have a winner. Just give it to him. We don't need to see the other goals.
Nope.
Eurofoot says Micky van der Ven has now scored 6 goals for Tottenham this season, and he is their top goal scorer in all competitions. Should we start playing him up front? Maybe be on 20 goals by now. Maybe we have Haaland sitting right here and we didn't even know.
Well, you know what? I mean, obviously, when we saw Romero galloping up as well, they were just having fun, weren't they? But you just look at Micky van der Ven, and people saying he needs to improve his heading defensively. And he's just gone up levels, hasn't he? He's just literally... He just gets better and better and better.
But he's one. It always seems to be like Romero's the one when we need a goal who goes up front. Like maybe it has to start being Van der Ven.
Maybe.
Because this guy has got a serious left foot.
Oh, big
absolutely serious left foot. Maybe when we're playing against teams in high lines, get him running in behind.
It would terrify the life out of them, wouldn't it?
Something to consider. Simply Spurs, comparing Van de Ven with Heung-min Son, the goal against Burnley. Show me the difference. Show me the difference. I don't see one. How the hell did they both get away from that situation? I don't know. Absolutely crazy. But look at that. Who did it better?
Well, the difference, like I said, the only difference is Heung-min Son came in. Van de Ven kind of went out. So, but you just look at it, it's incredible. The footwork from both of them is incredible.
And the pace, and then the finish as well. Both of them had the composure. Nuts. StatMuse, Tottenham's top goal scorer of the season, Van de Ven. We said that before. The good old tacking defender. Himothy with the Spider-Man meme. Van de Ven putting on the glasses. Oh, it's just Sonny. He should surely he should flip that.
Yeah.
It should be without the glasses. Sonny, put the glasses on. Oh, it's just Van de Ven.
Exactly.
He's got that one a bit wrong. We'll forgive you, Himothy. We'll forgive you. Not quite memeing correctly. Tottenham saying they're the same picture. So this is where Son picked up the ball from his Puscas. And so comparing it with Van de Ven. That's Van de Ven and that's Son. They're the same picture. They're not different. They're the same.
Literally insane.
There you go. There's the difference. Van de Ven gets an extra few yards, I would say.
Yeah.
Extra few yards on Sonny. I bet you he's texting saying, I did it from further out. Next up, Hotspur report. Looks like Frank and Van de Ven back on good terms after that goal. I think a Puscas-worthy goal would do it, I think.
Well, Joe, I don't think there was anything wrong with them to begin with. I mean, obviously we know what happened with Chelsea. All part and part of football, the emotions, obviously it's been spoken about. And yeah, it's great to see the smiles rather than the look back, isn't it?
There's something quite romantic about this, this scene. Frank seems like he's in love a bit, I think.
How can you not be?
Yeah. Fantastic. Here is a view from the stands of Van de Ven's incredible run. I mean, if you haven't seen it, this is the view from the stands. I mean, he goes all the way. I mean, this is absolutely insane, isn't it? All the way to the opposition box, and then the quality and composure to finish as well, sliding in front of the south stand. I mean, what a moment. I was ashamed I wasn't there to witness it in person, but it was a fantastic moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. It was good that we got to share it together. Our celebrations were nice. Nice, good, whatever you want to call it. But you think about it, just looking at that run, from seeing Micky from behind rather than forward running at you, they must have been going like, what's he doing? And then obviously he is just through, and it's a brilliant finish.
There's a few as well. If you go in the video, there's a moment you can see when he's run all the way. I think maybe there's a moment you can see Udogie has his hands on his head like that. No. Go up through the video, where the video was. I think maybe you can pause it on like 11 seconds, maybe. Yeah, pause it there and make a big screen. You can just see Udogie. He's like, what has he just gone and done?
That
and I think,
do you remember when Danny Rose did that, when Lamela did some showboating?
Yeah, and there's also, I think, who else goes? I think it's, who's that behind that? Bentancur as well back there. They're both like, oh my God, this is before he's even scored. He's like, he's gone all the way.
The great thing was to see Vicario run the whole way down.
Yeah, Vicario absolutely found it. He absolutely pelted it, didn't he? Thomas Frank on Van de Ven says, I think he's our top goal scorer in all competitions, so he can keep going. He can keep walking past me if he's angry after every game.
He dealt with it.
I think Frank putting to bed any rumours of anything bad going on in the dressing room, obviously, we know was made a lot out of. I mean, look, he was saying a lot of stuff, but Frank's like, look, if he does that every game, he can ignore me whenever he wants.
Fair play to him.
And why not?
Fair play to him.
Brilliant.
It's great just to see him like that, isn't it? Just put all this, like you said, nonsense to bed.
Fantastic. And what about you? What about for you? Do you don't mind him ignoring the manager every game if he goes and does a Puscas Award goal?
No, I wouldn't. If he can do that all the time, then I don't think anyone's going to have any issues with him doing that.
Me Mourinho saying, doing a meme of Van der Ven talking to Son, saying, "How am I doing, boss?" And Son's in heaven saying, "Run, Mickey, run." Absolutely. But he's not dead, guys. He's just left. He's for LA. But there we go. There's the meme people are posting. He's following in Sonny's footsteps, should we say. Someone had to. Someone had to.
Mickey Van der Ven, though, wouldn't it?
Well, if anyone was going to, maybe Mickey was the best one tasked with it. And Spurs Web, this was Maddison posted on Instagram after Mickey's goal. So Maddison was impressed with the Joe Tribbiani shocked face.
Yeah, I forgot to say, congratulations to him. I saw the lovely picture of his new twins.
Ah, yes. Congratulations, James Maddison, as well. Brilliant moment for him.
I can't remember the first. They've called the daughter Frankie and Jensen and Frankie.
Fantastic. And look, that's how the internet reacted to what was an incredible history-making, probably, I would say, goal from Micky Van der Ven. And it's going to go down in history as one of the greats in Champions League. And the internet went crazy for it. So that was the reactions from the internet on Micky Van der Ven's goal. And last but not least, we are going to get... It's KPV. Let's get him on.
What up,
Carl
boy?
Patrick Vineyard, the man himself.
Hello.
Carl Patrick Van der Ven. What are we saying tonight, Carl? What are we saying?
Brilliant. Buzzing after that stupid Saturday.
Yeah.
Brilliant, and we needed that. And, yeah, give him the Puscas already.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
Give it to him, man. Give it. He'll become the third Spurs player to win it. I don't know how Richie didn't win it for them 2 goals in a World Cup a few seasons ago. I don't know how he didn't win it. They give it to someone else. Then give it to Mickey. There's no need for no nominations. Tell me, is there a better Champions League goal than this? Well, no. Well, this one beats Ronaldo, Zidane and Bale now. It's officially the greatest Champions League goal of all time, people.
Officially from who? From KPV? The official KPV Awards.
Yeah. And so you heard it, people. Van der Ven's Champions League goal beats Ronaldo's versus Juventus.
You heard it here first. And Carl, who's your man of the match today, Carl?
I'm not sure if you saw it in the chat during the game. I said Vicario. And
Vicario,
man. He's been outstanding the last few games.
Man of the match today in a 4-0 win.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Did he even make a save today?
No, but we got to. He did his little, like you said. I'm feeling my calf.
Oh yeah, the fake injury. He did do that.
Yeah, I'm still giving it to the goalkeeper. His name's Venom. That's what his background on his phone is. He had it 2 seasons ago under Big Ant, 23-24, and someone from the Spurs team, a lady was asked about lock screens today, and Vicario showed Venom. That's his name. And so Venom, great game. And Ben, my key worker, you're next. Man United,
Ben Sims.
you're next. Ben Symes,
Ben Symes, sorry, Ben Symes.
I'm with him Friday. I'm going to see 2 former Spurs captains and legends, Michael Dawson and Ledley King, down the town in South Millart, Bishop Stortford. I'll send the pictures. You'll see on Twitter and Instagram, and you can comment. And brilliant. And bring on Man United. And PSG lost, and I saw Hakimi got a bit of a tackle from Luis Diaz, Liverpool scumbag, but he's at Bayern, and hopefully Bayern Munich can beat the scum Arsenal in a few weeks, because we have PSG. It's revenge time, and people know why, because we should have won that Super Cup. We were the better team, and their manager admitted it, and it's revenge time.
You know, the only thing that can make tonight better, I think there's one thing that can make tonight better. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Go on.
I think you know we need Brian to admit something.
Oh, jeez. I thought you were going to make him sing. I was singing 5.
The only thing that can make tonight better is, can Brian finally admit that Toby came from Atletico Madrid?
Yes, he needs to admit it, because I've Googled it many times. It was from Atletico.
I Googled it as well. I was like, maybe Brian's right, but I Googled it. He's absolutely dead wrong. He is dead wrong.
I got it right because, I posted it on Twitter ages ago, and Brian still hasn't replied.
See, you haven't replied. You never replied. Why are you blanking him?
I'm not. I never blanked KPV.
You blanked him.
I never
Well, you
blanked
haven't
him.
replied to my post on Twitter, Brian, that I tagged you in. And
Yeah, I didn't tag you in it because I knew he came from Atletico Madrid.
Finally, he's admitted it.
Finally, the gods are great.
And,
Incredible.
And we've got Man United.
We got him, people. We got him.
And it's bring on Man United and then bring on Arsenal away, because, away records are brilliant, but we all know what happens at the library. That's the Emirates. I call it the library. So that's it's the library. I call it the library because it's time to get revenge. We did win in the cup under Poch and Gazaniga. So anyone who's like giving Vic or Venom's stick, like, leave it, because he can't save a penalty. So I bring back Gazaniga. Like, if we can see penalties he can't save, there's only one man who can save one. It's Gazaniga. Saved Troy Deeney's penalty before COVID, so he can save one. Vicario's not saved one since he was in Italy. So we need a goalkeeping coach, and you may have already seen Alfie Whiteman has officially retired. He's now a photographer at Tottenham. So yay! And
what's his first film gonna be, Carl?
Huh?
He's a director as well. What do you reckon his first film's gonna be?
Probably Tottenham winning the UCL. That's probably what it's going to be. And like
Toby Adver's
buying of the real
it's
deal.
searching for Toby, I would say.
Like buying of the real deal, not of Arsenal, because I do not want them lot from Woolwich winning it. So if I had to pick, I'll probably Bayern. But come on, Harry. It's time to win that competition. We were robbed. It was never a penalty, and some friends I've got even admitted it, so it was never a pen in Madrid. So the way we're in this competition, we can go further, and I want us to win, and I'll be happy. So bring on Saturday, and then it's international break, because I don't like it. None of us do, but we won our last game before international break, and that was Leeds. Can we beat Man United? Of course, we're unbeaten. Come on,
we're unbeaten.
We're unbeaten against United. We haven't
against
lost
United,
We haven't lost since when you and Ben had Sandro on the channel the day before the game. And the Beast, he's going to be at the game. We're at home. We need to make that a fortress, because they haven't won there since when a certain Man United guy came back. Ronaldo scored a goal like Chip Loris. I couldn't give a damn. So Saturday, time to win, time to beat Man United again. Done it in the Europa League, and this is now the 6th game against them, and we're still unbeaten against United. So it's time to beat them again. And
Le Bosch.
Is Brennan available? He's not going to miss the Premier League.
He'll be available, not for the Champions League. But Carl, we've run out of time. But Carl, it's good to see you, mate. It's good to see you. I appreciate you calling.
See you
Saturday, yes. Well, I'm going to be in the game, so you won't see me.
It'll be me and Ben.
Yay!
And maybe now Daigle's admitted he's come from Atletico, we can put that to bed, and you can see him in a new light.
See you for the PSG game then. See you for the PSG game.
Carl. Nice one, Carl. See ya. That was KPV, and that was the show. Big up to everyone who tuned in. Appreciate everyone for their viewership and all the support. Go and show some love to Brian Daigle on Tottenham on Tour. Go and subscribe to him. Go show him some love if you haven't already. Brian, appreciate, as always, for the stream, the watch along. It was a good day today. No drama. A bit of drama with the red card and a few things, but no lows really, mainly highs. With a little low, maybe a couple of lows, I guess, for Richarlison missing a penalty, red card, but very entertaining day. A happy day for Tottenham fans. Let's hope we have more of these to come. We'll see you tomorrow. Ben's back in the studio. We'll talk about in more deep detail the game. But we'll see you guys very, very soon. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.